On this episode of Seeking Gravity.
We're going streaking!
I'm pretty sure those are all Greek.
You started out that. Why is he shaking?
No fucking. I'm not! Like 1 cent. Barely double the legal limit.
It goes by many names, but one thing is a constant. Alcohol has always been a common drink of choice while playing pool. But why is this the case? Obviously, we can chalk it up to the game being a victim of its natural environment, the bar, where the vast majority of people are introduced to pool, leagues, and tournaments. So, how does alcohol impact the game? It's not as cut and dry as you might think. There have been studies conducted of the effects of alcohol on athletic performance, with some showing slight improvements in athletes with small blood alcohol levels, quoting balance, anxiety reduction, and muscle relaxation. We're talking BAC levels between 0.02 and 0.05. BAC levels above this level showed performance falling off extremely quickly. So, if alcohol truly improved play at the highest level, Shane Van Boening would surely have a giant booze sponsorship, right? Is alcohol a performance-enhancing drug? We put this to the test with some measurable and repeatable challenges and asked the cast to perform while under the influence. An eye chart for vision performance, line walking for balance and coordination, and finally, the one that matters to our viewers, some pattern drills on the pool table, which require decision making, stroke timing, and touch. The players ran through the challenges 3 different times, each in a different state: sober, 2 drinks in, and 6 drinks in. The sober stage would give us our baseline performance numbers. Then the players would drink the given units of alcohol, wait 30 minutes for the nectar of the gods to take effect, and then take a breathalyzer to measure their BAC level for each challenge stage. The eye chart test is the same one you'd have at the eye doc. The walking test is exactly what you'd experience when law enforcement administer a sobriety test. Players must walk the line, heel to toe, 10 steps, then turn and repeat back the other direction. Depending on the skill of the player, the selected drills ranged from 3 to 6 balls. Starting with ball in hand, players ran the balls out in order. If a player missed a shot, that miss was tallied, and they continued the same drill with ball in hand again until the drill was completed. After completing 3 different patterns, all misses were added up, representing their performance score for the stage. We used a projection system which allowed us to flip the orientation of the exact same patterns after each stage, so that it would technically require the same skills and decision making from the players, but would not be super familiar when they revisited. Here's a BAC chart which roughly estimates drinks to body weights and the levels you can expect to have. So, how much did the first 2 drinks affect the players' BAC levels? And how did they fare going from sober to 2 drinks in their system? We were kind of surprised. Here are the 2-drink BAC measurements, and as you can see, our players are off to a quick and tipsy start. This is a good time to mention that the variation you see in everyone's BAC levels is proof that everyone reacts to alcohol differently. Most of the cast were surprised at just how quick and easy it was to hit the legal driving limit of 0.08. When it came to the eye chart test, we had all commented on just how far away 20 feet seemed when we stepped up to the plate. First, the sober numbers. And here's the 2-drink comparison. All but one player was pleasantly surprised, with their vision staying the same, but most seemingly to improve. What? We weren't expecting that one. The eagle-eyed Sheriff Jordan was administering the walking test, and determined all but one got his stamp of approval. But to Casey's credit, she'd already been indicating a very high 0.16 BAC level. We'll find out later if the rest of the cast, while they're rocking a really high BAC level, will be able to slide by on this one. All but one player showed an improvement in the drill series. But on an extremely tough table, cameras in your face, and the rest of the cast watching, undoubtedly nerves were calmed, and this seemed to prove that liquid courage moniker true with 2 drinks in their systems. With everyone fairly surprised at the results from 0 to 2 drinks, the already buzzed players started on the next round. One thing is for sure, you could tell when the players were finishing drink 6, simply by measuring the overall volume in the studio. They were having a good time. We definitely knew it was time for the 3rd and final round of testing when the entire squad were blowing, on average, a 0.18. That's over twice the legal driving limit. Will 6 drinks take them off their games? Let's find out. Okay, 6 drinks in, vision has got to be... Okay, this isn't making any sense. All but one stayed the same or improved. Again, most are reading the chart better at 6 drinks than they were at 2 or even stone cold sober. Now, we couldn't find any research to explain this. We were thinking that because it was the same chart, there's a slight possibility of some memorization, but most were able to read the next line down on the chart. If you have a theory on this, let us know in the comments. Let's walk the line. Okay, so the world is starting to make sense again. Sheriff Jordan gave everyone a fail on the walking test at 6 drinks. Stumbles, failure to heel toe, and incorrect numbers of steps, all reasons this group isn't driving home on this sheriff's watch. When it came to the drills, too much liquid courage proved to be too much for our players. At 6 drinks, all but one player was shooting worse than they were when sober. Well, what did the players have to say about the experience? Brace yourself. All of these interviews were conducted after stage 3. So give our players some kudos for being brave enough to sit in front of a camera and share their thoughts while thoroughly intoxicated.
When I first started playing League, I was so unbelievably nervous that if I didn't have like a beer before I started, I don't think I could have even shot without miscuing. Because now all of a sudden your shot matters to an entire team versus just yourself. Now I'm the opposite, where if I have a drink, I feel like, is my focus off? Is my concentration off? Is my decision making off because I'm not sober?
I feel like my concentration went down and my accuracy went down quite a bit.
What went down?
Accuracy went way down. After 4 was like, nope, I'm out.
I've always associated pool with going out with my friends and having a drink or two, having a good time, but I'm also the type of person that I want to get as good as I can possibly get at pool, and maybe that's not something that needs to be there. Maybe you just need to push through that. But I think when you get to those top levels, you know, those players aren't thinking of that. They want everything dialed and focused. And I think I saw that a little bit tonight myself.
I don't see any advantage in consuming alcohol. That's just another hurdle that people need to overcome, just like learning how to do follow or draw or English or any kind of shape play. It's just another weapon that you need to have in your toolbox for overcoming in match play.
If you feel confident in where you're at sober, it's gonna be the best thing that you can do because you aren't fighting another element. You get over your anxiety. It should be figuring out how you can play pool completely sober, solidly. And I am solidly not okay.